Hello, it's Dan from The Plague. Welcome to another album review. And this time I'm going to be talking about the latest album from the band Savage Master. So this is a group that's been around since 2013. They started out in Louisville, Kentucky, and this is their fourth album. I remember when I first saw pictures of this band, I wasn't really sure what to expect because, having grown up in the 80s with the whole metal blade scene, my first impression was they were like a cross between the Mentors and Bitch. But fortunately, their music was just top class. It's very much in the traditional heavy metal mold, but they've definitely carved out their own sound. As with any band who's operating in this genre, like there are moments that remind me of certain other bands, but by and large, I think Savage Master has really created their own sound over the years. There's moments when I hear a little bit of Manowar, a little bit of maybe Accept, Riot, Acid. A lot of those early 80s traditional heavy metal bands that were so great. But they combine it in a very, definitely in their own way. And another thing about the band's music from day one, and it's definitely holds true on this album as well, is that it has a very live feel to it. Like you can tell these songs are written for the stage, and having seen them a couple times, like I can tell you they translate really well in that environment. The band is really good at writing catchy songs, whether it's the riffs or the choruses, and there's no shortage of that on this album. The opening track, Hunt at Night, which was also the first video they released, is just a great example of that. It's just got the great pounding classic heavy metal feel to it, and yeah, great sing-along chorus. It just immediately sticks in your head. The band's sound, though, is definitely not one-dimensional, and there are a few songs on here that are more complex. It's definitely not in the prog metal territory, but songs like Rain of Tears and Queen Satan, they just have a more complex arrangement and just a lot more going on throughout the songs. But they still make it gel and flow really well. While I generally enjoy when bands close an album with a more up-tempo track, Savage Master here have chosen to close with The Death of Time, which is a little bit longer, more almost doomy track that's just really heavy, but it's also got a pretty epic feel to it, and it does make for a good closer. I think production-wise, this is definitely the best-sounding album the band have done so far. Their first two were pretty good, and then I felt like the third album was losing a little bit. It almost sounded like a rehearsal or demo. Like it was just a little bit too raw for my taste, and I felt like the songs kind of suffered for that. But this time around, it's like the perfect balance of clarity and just that energy that you get from not overthinking it. But it's definitely a step forward, and it matches the songs perfectly. Well, there's nothing particularly flashy about any of the musicianship. It's all very good, and it serves the songs really well. Like the guitar solos, I just feel like work really well within the context of each song, and they feel like they're really thought out. It kind of reminds me of Buck Dharma from Blowster Cold. Like just the way he kind of structures his solos to like kind of tell a story within the story of the song, and I really appreciate when guitarists can do that. And then vocalist Stacey Savage she doesn't have a huge range, but man, she's just got like super powerful voice, a very unique voice, and it just is the perfect match for this kind of music and lyrics. Moving on to the album art, I'm not generally a fan of album covers that have band photos on them, and I really like some of the previous, artwork that they've had on their records. But I think the new one it definitely works. Like it's a good match for the band sound, but also like I think they're at a stage where they're going to be like being introduced to a lot of new fans who maybe aren't familiar with their image and what the band themselves look like. So it's probably a really good way to kind of get that image out there and have it associated with the name of the band more. So overall, in conclusion, I would say this is definitely my favorite of the band's albums so far. They've been remarkably consistent over the years. But I just feel like the quality of the songs, the playing on the songs, and the production values have just all like taken that next step up here, and it's just it's going to be really exciting to hear these songs live. I'm really looking forward to them getting out on the road again. I hope they manage to come back to Seattle. They've played here a couple times in the past, and we're just, I mean, even like at the Fun House, just a small little club, they just killed it. And yeah, definitely the old school heavy metal energy at their shows. And I love when a band can create an image that's fairly over the top, which is, if you look at the band photos, but then like live up to that image with, top quality music. And Savage Master have been able to do that since pretty much day one, I feel. So if you hadn't had a chance to listen to this band yet, I'll put some links in the description below, and highly recommend checking them out and getting this album when it comes out. It's currently scheduled to be out on August 5th, 2022, so not too far away. And go check it out. And can't wait to see them tour. So until next time, this is Dan, and stay metal.